Okay, Grandpa. Thank you for waiting. The 10th episode of this Vietnamese autonomous Ferrari rougher. It's finally here. They're going to take this exhaust pipe today, get it done for him, then fix the speed limit of the vehicle for him, and put this water tank on him. So why? They light a fire. Try the car. Look at the prestige of this engine. Good or bad? Is the exhaust pipe made? Do you have to listen? What are you doing now? Is this the exhaust pipe? Look at this dad. The one who smiles happily. The car is almost ready. Okay, does this exhaust pipe need to have an arc? So I cut a few knives. Give him such pressure. Get a shape. Then burn a weld. Close this gap. Otherwise, I am afraid of an exhaust. Air leaks everywhere. Then this sound is wrong. Okay, now it's a stroke. The location is very good and perfect. Just weld it on him. How about this? This is done at the end connected to the engine. Okay, that's going to be followed by this. What should this be? They probably don't have ternary catalysis installed, do they? This shouldn't be ternary catalysis. This is a pass-through cancer agent. Haha. It's just that there's nothing after it comes out. This is the exhaust pipe that comes out directly. Of course, you still have to make a silencer drum. They thought it was too loud. This fried street. Actually, in Vietnam, in fact, there is also this traffic police uncle. Take care of them. Actually, I don't think it matters whether the chicken is fried or not. This car doesn't have a license plate either, does it? Well, there may be another consideration as well. It's in the village. What if this neighborhood is noisy? You can't see it when you look up. In the future, it's not easy to get along with. Haha, okay then. Do you still need to make a silencer drum? They have this silencer drum, they come by themselves. Grandma's going to get something to wrap for him. Let's take a look. What about this gunpowder mushroom? Still have to have one like this porous? Such a tube. So now it's punching holes. And when you're done, you bend it into a circle. That's probably the principle. In fact, this local sound stock is slowing down. One of the flows of the airflow, hey. Let him loop around inside. If you mess with him like this, the sound will be lower. Of course, this muffler stock has developed to this day. What other S shares are there? M shares and all kinds of stocks. Will the sound be a little different? Brothers who play modding? That's all too familiar. Okay, now this section. The one with the hole is welded to him. This is noise suppression, relying on this thing. But don't they think so? That might not work. Haha. So what's going on? Look back. First step. Let's solder this thing on it for him first. Does it have a lid? I have seen our bar before. What about the brothers who made the video of the silencer drum? Then you should be familiar with this recipe. Familiar with this smell. That's it? It's not very technical. Okay, this one is finished welding. Gotta do another one. But what about the other one? This process will be a little more complicated. Because they're going to do a double exhaust. So the other end has to come out with two pipes. What about the two pipes? Just make one of these T. Just follow our gas. The T used above is the same. Is that a triangle? This one comes in at one end and goes out at two ends. Just cut it open. Two apiece. Also burn welding. Sorry about this, brothers. In fact, pomegranates are still not very good at covering this. This spark of electric welding. So what about when you watch the video? Why don't you wear sunglasses? I'm sure you do. Okay, then this T is done now. Let's deal with this weld. Polish it a little better. That's okay. Okay, so the next step is to put this thing. Solder him to that silencer drum. But before soldering to the silencer drum. Just said. There's still something in this silencer drum. Did you see it? This is called flame retardant. Flame retardant cotton should be called. Put him in the middle. Don't be afraid, this can't burn anyway. It doesn't matter how high the temperature is. This main combustion, this cotton, you can't even light it on fire. So don't worry. Oh, this exhaust, the temperature is high, it's alright. What's the main thing? Make it a little quieter. Alright, so now this thing that should be stuffed is stuffed? Just weld him this muffler drum. It's done on both ends. What about this silencer drum? It's done. One end is connected to the engine. What about the other two openings? It's just the end, that little tailpipe. Why not the tailed monkey? Because there are no tailed monkeys. It's just a long tube coming out like this. One on each side. Then look back and you will know. Tail throat is actually white. Most of it is just for decoration. In fact, tail throat. It's hard to change the sound of a car's exhaust. Of course, how much and if the shape is different, it might still change a bit. Why is that? You get a loudspeaker. On this exhaust pipe. That voice is different too. Yeah, shall we try? Find one of these loudspeakers. Shape. Put it in the back of the car and see if the sound changes. Hey, is there a new topic? You can study the pomegranate when you have time. Can I make a video for you to see? I don't know if this traffic police uncle will chase me. Ha ha ha, good. It doesn't matter. Aren't we going to the street? We are in this parking lot, playing in the garage. Right, okay. So now let's take a look at their car. And what about this exhaust pipe? It's installed now. And finally, I still have to do this section for him. Stretch out to the sides. Then take another turn and come out. So what about this back T? I still have to modify it for him a little bit. Because it's not a right angle. There's an angle, change it to a right angle. Like this. Basically, you just cut it off and sweat it. It becomes right-angled. There's nothing to tell. Okay, let's measure it next. How long do you want to cut the next material? The old length. You see, this is a stainless steel pipe. Isn't this a cut of iron pipe? This stainless steel tube has everything. 2 and 1 lane. Hey, that's it. Alright, let's go back up. The car is finally being finished. I think so. Possible. It doesn't have to be nearly done. Because of this, their shells haven't been painted yet. And the interior hasn't been done yet. You said this thing is estimated to have a Chinese New Year. I've done 10 episodes, everyone. You are all urging me, I have already. Yeah, sorry. We can't help it. That person didn't update. We can't help it. Okay. What about the last section of the exhaust pipe now? It also made a bend. Also used this cutting and welding. What about the picture of us practicing Han in the middle? It saves that, as you saw earlier. That's how it works. Do you want to deal with this surface? You can get in the car. How can you directly go up? One on the left, one on the right. But it still doesn't work just by putting it up like this. Does this car repair guy know? The exhaust pipe still needs to have this hanging bait. It's a bracket. Is this rubber button used in the middle? Play a what? A function of shock absorption. This exhaust time like this? Does this exhaust pipe vibrate? Without this rubber button. Just bring the frame and shake it together. That creaking sound. Or a humming sound. Right, bad driving experience? So use rubber keys to hang it. He's done it now. Tried it well. Pretty solid. Okay, since you want to test drive, there's one more thing to do for him. So you see the water tank? This water tank is also the same old one as before, removed from Toyota. Connected to 2 fans. Just wash it off. What a fan! Also a good water tank. There's nothing wrong with that. It's just dirty. A little old. It's not a big problem. Wash it and make it beautiful. You can directly install it on the car. Hey, where do you think they have to put it? Front? Or put it in the back? Put it in the back? You see, now put the 2 brackets up. Electric welding. This is the bracket for the water tank. Seriously, what about the back? Okay, right? But what about the front? Hitting the wind may dissipate heat better. But what about the front? This water pipe is very long. Yeah, maybe an extra pot of coolant. Hey, it doesn't count after thinking about it. Let's get closer to the engine. But look! It's mounted on the back of the engine. Fan blowing backwards. Well, here's the problem. When the engine starts, the temperature is relatively high. Are you saying this factory is okay? But you need to know, they also have a car shell. Right, a cover. In fact, the space inside is still relatively closed. An air duct is formed. So what will this wind tunnel look like? It's from the engine. Come here. You see, it's hot air. This engine, when it starts up, the temperature is not low. You said this thing dissipates heat. I think this heat dissipation effect may not be very good. Hey, maybe the engine is too hot again. Pull a tank or something? What can you do? Grit your teeth and go straight to V8. Okay, now this tank needs another one. The support area can't just get stuck on that bracket. So we're going to put a pole in front of him. Hey, so in his suit, then the water tank is partially covered again. Heat dissipation efficiency, discounting again. Ha ha. Okay, so we don't care that much. Anyway, this is the plan. I think it's actually between the tank and the engine. If you install a thermal tile, or make an air duct to isolate it, it could be better, huh? Here's what I thought. Hey, I'm sorry, guys. I was wrong just now. Their water tank is installed in between the engine and the cockpit. And then... nothing wrong? Guys, I was wrong. Dear audience, I'm sorry. Is this installation okay? It's in this tank. This water tank is installed in the engine and cockpit. Between now. It also hit the wind from the front. Is everything okay? We complained a little hastily just now. Hey, hit in the face. Okay, let's not talk about this anymore. Let's come back and continue watching this video. This engine is done. The water tank is done. The exhaust pipe is done. Are the brakes done? Next is the speed limit for the whole car. Let's get him some. Prick. You know, does this engine have a computer? And then there are a lot of these machine doors. And this sensor. And the ignition coil. Wait, it all needs circuits and circuits to pass. Some meters in the car? You also need to know the status of the engine. So what about the speed limit on this AQ computer? About to go to the front dashboard. So there are a lot of lines in the car. That's what they're going to do. And this fuse box is a mess. These people are just busy. And this, right? The street that needs to be redone. Do you have to do this one by one? So that was a big project. And it's kind of annoying. But what about this thing? You can't do it if you don't do it. So sometimes you build cars. This frame or something. It's not the hardest part. The hardest part was the speed limit. This also has an engine transplant. Is that what happened? Transplant a relatively good engine. Although I have a computer and an EQ. But you found out? To talk to the instrument on this car, the watch is a mess and things match. When this line is to be changed, the brain starts to hum. Don't ask how the pomegranate knows. Pomegranate used to do this. In fact, now I'm torn by this old jetter. Why haven't you touched it for 2 months? Actually, I'm thinking about transplanting one by one to an engine. Make an automatic transmission. Oops, what? This one? New Jetta. Haha, what kind of MQB platform has it directly become? But then I found out. In fact, there are still technical difficulties. I've been trying to solve these problems. Don't worry, everyone. Maybe one day we will come out. What is this? Earth-shattering video. Old Jetta porting 1A to 1.1. Okay, let's watch them start the test run first. Listen to the sound of this engine. Hey, how is this sound? Do you think it sounds good? Look at this. This one stepped on the accelerator for a while. This exhaust pipe is burning red. What about their car today? I didn't run out on the road either. Still a little sorry. What about our video today? It's almost over here. Thanks for watching. I am Pomegranate. See you on the next show. Thank you very much.